Happy Camper Radio.
We're back in the studio again. It's the Happy Camper Radio Show. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. And without question, my friends, we're going to make a happy camper out of you. It's episode 284. Hello again, Daniel.
Hey!
The Lost Druid. You're lost.
I am, but I'll find somewhere.
Okay, well, look who happened to drag you into the studio today.
Oh, boy!
Alicia is back with us. Hello, Alicia. Always full of smiles. Yeah, you know, we're going to have to get you guys to switch seats. But, you know, we're giving you the best seat in the house.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah, I mean, that's going to work out just fine. But we got a lot to talk about today. Some camping trips coming up, including some of the ones that we were just recently on. Episode 284 of the Happy Camper Radio Show is coming at you right now. Stick around for it.
Happy Camper Radio.
And without question, the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. Check us out at any number of the podcast directories out there. Choose whichever one you listen to. Punch Happy Camper Radio in the search engine.
Overcast.
Yeah, or you'll find us
That's a good
right
one.
there.
That's a good one.
Okay, well,
Spotify's good because it keeps up with what you've listened to, too.
yeah, and we're on Spotify.
We are.
Yeah, that's a good place to listen to.
Oh, yeah, we're first class.
Yeah, you know, we were on Stitcher. That was one of our very first
Is
ones.
Stitcher still around?
No, Stitcher's gone.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
but that was one of the very first podcast directories that we were in. But they took a ride. They decided they weren't going to do it no more.
Well, speaking of the show, it is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day,
Well,
Skip.
thank you. Thank you so much.
And I think I have something for you.
You have something for me.
I do.
Here you go.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much, Alicia.
What is
and
this?
Thank you so much, Daniel. It's kind of heavy.
Oh, boy, what is it?
All right. Well, is it a safe with
maybe.
some currency inside?
Maybe.
Should I open it here on the show?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that just right now. And
Hopefully she didn't make it too difficult for you.
you wrapped it.
I wrapped it, of course.
Wow, that's very nice of you, Alicia. I appreciate that so much. Oh,
You don't have to save the paper.
Yeah.
you know, I posted something on Facebook today to one of my other relatives.
Yeah.
And he was there with the family and everything.
Yeah.
And I was saying, one thing about Father's Day, we get more handsome as every year goes by.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, my. What do we got? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, my heavens. Alicia,
wow.
you made that.
I did.
You are such a sweetheart. Oh, my heavens. We're going to have to make her a permanent part of this show.
There you go.
That is just so wonderful. The whole time we're doing this episode, Daniel, I'm going to be thinking in the back of my mind, where in the studio am I going to hang this? That is so nice of you.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alicia. I really, really appreciate that. Happy Camper Radio. Check
Yeah.
that out, folks. Isn't that wonderful?
Now we're super legit.
Oh, my heavens. Okay, let's go ahead and set that aside for just a moment. And, folks, you can find us on the web, too. We're there 24/7 at www.happycamperradio.com. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on X, and by all means, check us out on our YouTube channel. That's where you want to see us.
Yeah.
That's where you want to really dig
you
into
can
the
see my
show.
Crocs.
Well, at least you're not wearing shorts today.
Well, I should be. It's hot as heck down out there.
Yeah, isn't it a hot one? It was a scorcher yesterday.
I've been drinking literally over a gallon of water every day at work.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Necessary.
It's not hard either.
And this guy does not have air conditioning in his
Hey, it's not by
Wow.
choice.
Yeah, okay. Well, you and the rest of the postal carriers out there are suffering through that. I guess, if it was Father's Day and you were a father, I guess I'd buy you a couple cases of water to put on board so you can, at least get through the summer. Anyway,
Yeah.
But, anyway, Daniel, we've got a great show lined up here for us today. We've been off for a couple weeks, and, the camping atmosphere takes care of that. All right, I can't be two places at one time.
Nope.
I'd love to be able to do the show with you on the road and me by the campground, but we tried that one time before, and it really didn't work too well with you opening and closing mailboxes. So that's not going to work out very well. But anyway, hey, we always got a good show for our viewers and our listeners
We do.
anytime that we get together here in the studio.
And I'm going to be the one camping next, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So I've got about 30 more miles of the Bartram Trail. I'm going to start at Bald. It's a really famous place, actually on the Appalachian Trail.
Mm-hmm.
And so the section I'm doing is right near the Appalachian Trail. And I've got about 30 miles to hike, and I'm going to take Deidre with me. And basically, I'm just going to slack pack, so they say. Just bring very necessity things for the day. And then Deidre's going to meet me at the campsite at night, and we're going to do that 2 days. And I'm finally going to finish it. At Cheetah Bald or something, I think. So that's exciting.
Yeah, Daniel, I was looking at some campgrounds up there, and none of them have electrical service in that area.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So, I can pull my RV in there, but, hey, we're talking about hot weather, and I don't want to be in a sweat box.
Yeah.
But, hey, you have fun while you're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we got some
I'll be
more
in the shade most of the time.
We've got some more great camping trips ahead. I was so pleased that you finally came up to Bald Ridge Creek Campground.
It's nice.
Now, that is my favorite campground of all the campgrounds on Lake Lanier.
It's nice.
It is, isn't it?
I like the more shady ones. You've got a nice openness, but like when it's a day like today and the heat is really bearing down, I like the shadiness.
I like the shade too, Daniel, but at the same time, I'm worried about what may fall from those trees on the roof of my RV.
Yeah.
And I don't need a limb coming down. I don't need my roof damaged or anything.
Yeah.
Because I take very good care of that roof.
You do.
As I told you a couple weeks ago, I'm up on that roof about 4 times a year.
Actually,
inspecting and just making sure everything is okay.
I saw a space right near where they have a little swimming area, and I was like, that's where I'd want to be, right next to the swimming.
Okay.
Always near the activities.
Did you by chance get the campsite? Did you mark it down?
I think it was like 5 or 6 before yours, so it's probably like 37 or something.
Okay, I think I know coming on in around that loop.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was somebody in that site here this past week after you left.
Mm-hmm.
They had a pontoon boat. They pulled right up there on the edge
when
of
are we
the
getting
shore.
a pontoon boat?
It's probably going to come later this year.
Ah.
Maybe with a little bit of luck. We'll go ahead and get that done.
All right.
Yeah, now Deidre, not Deidre. Alicia,
I get that all the time.
I am so sorry. We talk about Deidre in the studio all the time, in a good way.
Daniel calls me Deidre all the time.
He does.
Oh, he does.
I'm used to it.
And you're his sister.
Fake
Well,
news.
I've called my sister a number of names too.
Oh, boy.
You like boating, don't you?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well,
Anything involving water, yes.
okay, well, you're going to be on the lake with us.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm down, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm going to drive it right up the road like I did the RV when that time came, and I'm going to show it off to Daniel, and I'll probably swing by your house too and show it off to you as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good investment, and in the retirement years, that's something you can really put to use. But yeah, Daniel, I was so glad that you were able to stop up, and it did rain a little bit, but we did get our afternoon cookout out of the way. Yeah, we had some burgers and all the good trimmings that went right along with it.
Broke my boat, yeah.
You broke? Did you break your boat in, or did you break it, or did it break? What's the story with that?
So what I think happened is, I put a battery that was technically too big for it, but I've tried it before and it was fine. But I think I just got too excited and I pulled the trigger too fast, too quickly. And I was reading about how that can over stimulate or whatever the motor. So I blew the motor, but our faithful neighbor got his fishing pole out there.
Yeah, that was quite the thing. I was going to mention that. I'm glad you brought it up before me. But Daniel brought his boat, his remote controlled boat, out there to Lake Lanier, and after it took off about 100 feet away from shore, the thing shut down and it was done and over with at that particular point.
It'll be better next time.
Daniel, I was really beginning concerned. I thought you were going to go swimming in the lake for it.
I was thinking about it because the water didn't look too high, but
yeah, I mean, we don't have alligators up there, so it wouldn't have bothered me if you went out there and got yourself wet.
Yeah.
But like I told you, boats come through there all the time, and it would have pushed it to shore eventually. Yeah. But yes, we did have a neighbor up there. I didn't get a chance to meet him. I said hi to him a couple times. But he came on down with his fishing pole, and I think that was the only fish that he caught the whole time he was there.
It was first cast.
He did lasso. He lassoed your remote control boat and brought it right in. And the neat thing is I got video of the whole thing.
Oh boy! But I'm working on it now, and next time you go up there, I'll be ready to go. It'll be so much faster.
It'll
too.
probably be next year by the time I get to that particular site again,
or anywhere on the water.
Yeah, there's a couple others on the other side of the lake there that I did get a glimpse of that I thought might work out. Specifically site number 66, but that is booked up all the way through the year. Oof. Now, one of the things I like, Daniel, this time around when I'm talking about the Bald Ridge Creek Campground, and for any of our listeners and viewers out there that are interested in coming to Georgia, this is a beautiful campground. Last year when I was there, Daniel, I checked in and I got past the entrance gate, went to my site, and the grass was knee-high.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
It was something, and I was really disappointed. And, then I come to find out that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers were having staffing and budgeting problems. Mm-hmm. And they even had a remodel of their bathhouse up there. And it was all taped up at that particular time. You couldn't even use it. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It was like the work stopped.
Wow.
But anyway, this year they went ahead and they partnered with the Forsyth County Department of Parks and Recreation. Mm-hmm. And the campsite is pristine.
It is. It is.
Really
nice.
I had an opportunity to talk with one of the workers up there. He was coming around, doing some maintenance work, and when I did spot him, he was chasing geese away from the site back out of the lake. But we chatted for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I told him that I was really pleased with the way that they're handling the campground since partnering with the Army Corps. And I says, the campsite is just absolutely beautiful. The campground is beautiful. Mm-hmm. He says that's the biggest compliment that he's gotten.
Really?
Ever since they took over this year. So it turned out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
And one other thing too is now you can access the campground 24/7.
Yeah, with
by
a
a
code.
keypad. Yeah.
That's
where
nice.
before with the Army Corps, they shut the gate at 10 o'clock. And if you're not in, you're not getting in until 7 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. So they lock it up at night. And that's good too.
It used to be like that for FDR when we would go down there as kids. We always were worried if the gate was closed or not, because sometimes we get down there pretty late.
Yeah.
But we always made it in.
Especially for somebody who just cannot sit still and got to be on the go.
You know it. I wish I would have brought my bathing suit. I didn't know there was a little swimming area.
Yeah, every one of those campgrounds up there have a swimming area. Yeah,
I have to bring a noodle or something, or something to lay in the boat or in the water and relax, because I never get to go. I never get to go in lakes anymore. When we grew up, there's a lake down here called Norris Lake, and our grandmother, lived out there, and we'd go there all the time, every weekend.
Yeah, but we talk about these campgrounds a lot, and for anybody that's interested in coming to Georgia and camping on Lake Lanier, check out the Bald Ridge Creek Campground, and you can find that by going to the Forsyth County Department of Parks and Recreation's website. Just look up forsythcountyga.com, and you follow the links right there.
As long as you don't reserve Site 45, you're good, right? Because that's reserved for you, right?
If it's reserved, then you can start wondering if I'm going to be camping in one of those areas.
Skip spot, people. Come on. We're telling you about this great park, but you can't stay at Skip Spot. That's the rule.
Anyway, I'm just so pleased that you were able to come up there.
Yeah, it was nice.
Check it out.
I wish I don't know. That's the thing about like camping. Like, we have our trailer up in the mountains and then come up there. It's like you just forget about everything else in the world, and it's kind of scary, because then before you know it, you're like, oh crap, I got to go back to real life, and it's just another world, and that's what I love about camping the most.
Okay, yeah, but I'm going to be here for a couple weeks now.
Okay,
getting ready. In fact, the RV's already set to go.
Nice.
I just got to throw in some bottled water. Everything is restocked and ready to go. Next trip, I'm going to be back up on Lake Allatoona, and I'll be camping out at the Payne Campground. And this is a nice campground, too. I found a spot right on the lake. I'm going to be up there for 6 days and 5 nights.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm going to be just about 5 to 7 minutes away from Cabela's.
Oh, boy.
So yes, I've got
your wallet.
I've got a gift card from my mom for my birthday back in November. I haven't been up there yet.
Okay.
I'm taking that along with a wad of cash, and I'm going to stick in my pocket. And, the nice thing about Cabela's, too, is you can bring your pets in there.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
she's very Sadie friendly.
Oh,
so
okay.
We'll have to go down by the doggy aisle and see if we can find something for her, as well as a few other, little things that I want to buy for the RV.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that trip. And then when I come back, I'll be home for 4 days, and then I'm going to be gone for a week and a half.
Oh, is that the big one?
That's the big trip up in Pennsylvania. Right now, Daniel, this is the interesting thing. And this is going to be the very first time I've ever done this.
Mm-hmm.
This week and a half trip is going to be consisting of 4 campgrounds.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 campgrounds. I'm not making the same mistake that I made back in November when I went up there for some family business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I made it a straight shot up and a straight shot back.
Yeah.
With, of course, some stopovers, in the rest area, which is something I want to talk about on the show today.
Okay.
All right. And I've learned my lesson, especially being in retirement, quit being in a hurry to get there. Allow yourself some time. Take a couple extra days.
Yeah.
All right. Is it more convenient for you to drive up there, having an RV, having the ability to pull into a state rest stop and camp there for the overnight?
Yeah.
Next to all the truckers who's got their engines running anyway.
Yep.
All right. And whether or not you feel safe, that's going to be, something you're going to have to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Or do you just want to go ahead and take an extra day, find a campground along the way that you can make reservations in advance?
Yep.
All right. And then camp there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's exactly what I've done. Now, back when I made my reservations to go to Pennsylvania, my brother and I are going to be staying at a KOA campground up in State College, Pennsylvania. It's the Bellefonte KOA.
Penn State area.
Right. Now, he was there a couple years ago with my cousin, and we got together, the three of us, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago at the Beach Nut Family Campground. That was our very first visit there. That's where I had an opportunity. I hadn't seen him in years.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and I made my reservations at their KOA. At the same time, I went ahead and I purchased the KOA membership.
Oh, nice.
Now, just for $35, Daniel, that reservation with the discounts immediately applied paid for that annual
what
membership.
do you get with the membership?
Nice.
Well, you get a discount on your reservation, and also you accumulate points, which you can use for stays at campgrounds later on at different KOAs throughout the country.
Cool.
So what I've done this year, Daniel, is I planned this very carefully. I decided instead of making that 14-hour drive up there, camping out at a rest stop overnight because I'm going to get tired, and chances are, it's going to be hot. It's going to be July. I'm not going to have use of my air conditioner if I went to a truck stop.
Yeah.
So I'll be in that oven, if you want to call it that. So will Sadie. I decided this year what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a campground on the way up there.
Yeah.
All right. And I sure as heck did. So on the way up there, first 5 to 6 hours, we're going to be stopping over at the Natural Bridge KOA campground.
Oh.
And that's located in Lexington, Virginia.
Interesting. I've heard about that. Our grandmother was big into natural bridges. She was all into that naturey stuff.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, she always painted them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'll do is I've decided I'm going to go ahead and, travel for about 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to camp there for 2 days.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, camp out for 2 days, and then I'll get back on the road again for about another 5 hours and reach the destination up there in State College.
Nice.
Okay, now on the way back, I'm going to be taking a different route because I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. I'll be coming down, and on the way down, after about a 5.5-hour drive, I'll be stopping over at the Whitesville, Virginia KOA campground.
Oh, getting them points.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll stay there for a couple days.
Nice.
And then finally drive home.
Wow.
I'm going to take it easy this time, Daniel.
Yeah. We used to do that. We did I remember one trip where we went somewhere, and then we were going to go over to like Pigeon Forge, but it was like raining where we were. I think we were like somewhere in like Alabama or something. We thought, well, if we go up to Tennessee, it's probably not raining there. I was like, no, it was still raining.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, but I like because, we're go people. So it's like, well, we go here and stay here, and we do this, 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 and this, and then we stop, and then we pack up, and then we go here, and then we do this, this, and this.
Yeah, well, pretty soon you're going to have to pull that pop-up camper out in the driveway so we can get to work on that, because I know eventually you're going to want to take a trip.
Oh, yeah,
all right?
definitely.
Yeah, and I don't need you to call me on a Friday and say we're leaving on Saturday. So we're going to go ahead and get everything all serviced and make sure that your pop-up camper, we're going to go ahead and service that air conditioner and make sure that you have, some really good cool air coming in there.
Nice.
The next time you decide to go on a camping trip. But Daniel, you know what? This is one of the things I want to talk about, and I have changed my mind tremendously about the idea of camping overnight at a rest stop. Now, down in Florida, I understand you're not allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Florida is one of those states. At all.
Well, they call it a rest area for a reason. You're driving, you get tired, it's time to pull off. And there's some folks who sleep in their cars. Yeah. I've seen that before.
I've done that.
Yeah. And that's what those rest areas are for. Yeah. It's just to take a break and, move on. Yeah. It's not a campground. It's not a place for you to go camping. Mm-hmm. Although some people, they do have their rigs, and when they pull into this rest stop, you got a Y in the road there. It says cars over here, tractor trailers and RVs over this way, and that's where you're going to go if you're pulling an RV, right? And you're going to be camping back there with the tractor trailer drivers. Yep. Now those guys, some of those guys, being the fact that they live on the road, they're going to have some extended time that they've got to rest. So you're going to have tractor trailers. In fact, when I came back from Pittsburgh back in November, there was one rest stop. I was getting really tired at night. Yeah. And I saw a rest stop was coming up. Oh, heavens, here. Yeah, I'm finally getting to go ahead to lay down and relax. Yeah. And it happened to be a small rest area with maybe 8 or 10 spots for tractor trailers. Yeah. And they were all filled up. Ugh. There was no place I could pull off. Yikes. So it was down the road, 70, 80 miles to the next rest area. Gosh. Yeah. So I've learned my lesson there. I'm going to go ahead and plan accordingly and make sure that I'm well rested up before I reach the final destination I'm going to go to. Yep. Yeah. But anyway, this is going to be interesting. And of course, it's going to be the first time I'm also going to be staying at a KOA campground. Yeah. I heard they're pretty nice.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're nice.
So, it's not going to be the end of the season for me. And tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning's that big day, Daniel, when I am going to be sitting by my computer at 10 o'clock because I want to get into the Grand Design North Florida rally coming up here in November. Nice. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Last year was the first event down there. It sold out in less than 2 minutes. So, wow, you want to talk about popularity? And hey, you've been to a Grand Design rally. I have. So you saw firsthand exactly the fun that you can have. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, you get down there, and I wish I had the energy you had. But you were up all hours late at night with these folks.
They kept going. They were just as old as you. They kept going. I was just, along for the ride just to see what's going on.
Yeah. But, again, like before, I'm going to make sure that this time when I get to a rally, wherever that may be, if I'm lucky enough to go ahead and get tickets and get a spot reserved, I'm going to make sure that I get there 3 or 4 days ahead of time. Yeah. Because that's when the party atmosphere starts.
I've heard.
That's when it gets really beefed up. And how I find these things out is, I stay on their Facebook page. And I see all the things that are going on. We just arrived from Kentucky, or we just came in from Illinois. And they're there 4 or 5 days ahead of time. Yeah. And what do? We pull in the day before. Not going to happen no more.
You go to enough of these things, and you're like, oh, I was at this rally, I was at this rally. So it's like, it's kind of like a catching up with people kind of thing. So that's really cool too.
Yeah. So, as the rallies come up, I'm going to try to get in as many as I possibly can, and I'm not going to get lucky like I have the past 2 times. There's going to be times where somebody will beat me to it, and I'll have to get on a waiting list. And, if I get in, fine. If not, that's okay, too, because the folks that do get tickets are just as excited as I am about attending these rallies. And if they can get in there, hey, more power to you. All right, just get in there, have a great time. Yep. I'm really looking forward to the next one coming up. And if it happens to be this one, the North Florida Rally, which is down in Glen St. Mary, Florida. All right, that'll be the next one. And it's Veterans Day weekend.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So that would be a good time for you to join me too, because
I'll do what I can.
With you, we'll see what you can. Yeah, the Postal Service is off on Veterans Day.
They are.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you don't have the time.
Oh,
for
I
it.
have it. It's just like you have to put in vacation days 30 days beforehand, so I can't put in for it until late October.
We got to get your sister in on some of these rallies here.
Oh, she
you
was
you
working
would
from
love
home.
that.
Yeah, I do work.
You wanna come to a grand design rally?
So what's entailed in this?
You've been hearing us talk.
Yeah.
Wow, we've been having a
It's
blast.
basically like Dragon Con for campers, but obviously not like Dragon Con.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of old people talking about camping.
Yeah, I told Daniel that I'm going to go to Dragon Con.
You are? Okay.
Yeah,
Fun.
I'm going to dress up as
Ron
a very
Swanson.
natural. Yeah, I walk around with my coffee cup. Yeah,
We'll be down there. We got our condo and everything.
I'm hoping for it, Daniel. Yeah, that we got a lot of more camping days ahead, a lot of more camping trips to look forward to, and I just get so pumped up and excited every time I get into the studio here and talk about it. It's time now for our featured campground of the week, Daniel, and you know where that's at. It's right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
You want to talk about hot temperatures, Daniel? I bet you it's really a scorcher out in New Mexico.
It's dry heat. They don't know.
It is a nicer heat than it is here. It's not so
They
humid.
always talk about, it's so hot.
Well, whatever the case may be, they better have 30 amp service because I will be plugging my RV right in.
There you go.
Anyway, we're going to go out to the campground out here near Vito, New Mexico. It's the Santa Barbara Campground. The Santa Barbara Campground is situated nicely on the edge of Pico's Wilderness area and next to Rio Santa Barbara, a beautiful and healthy trout stream.
Ooh.
If you're into fishing, take your pole right along with you and don't plan on catching a remote-controlled speedboat.
You might.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Otherwise, hey, make sure that you have your appropriate fishing license anytime that you go out. A lot of folks figure they can just go out and take their pole, throw it in the water.
They
and
use their
next thing
kids.
you know,
I've seen people use their kids. Like, they'll be behind their kid and like, here you go. So they try to get around it like that.
that officer from the Department of Natural Resources had been watching you through the binoculars probably for 15 minutes. Anyway, the campground has 15 single sites, each containing a table, a fire ring, two double sites, each containing 2 tables and 2 fire rings. Well, that's a little confusing, but anyway, it's a great campground. Yeah, you got vault toilets, drinking water from faucets, trash removals are provided, and there's no horse facilities at this campground. So if you want to plan on riding a horse, you're probably going to have to go somewhere else. A lot of first come, first served sites are available. Be sure to check out the need to know before you go items. There's quite a few of them right here on this particular website, and we're going to have a link to it all week long on happycamperradio.com. Keep in mind, bears frequent the area. Please obey all food storage rules and regulations. Check with your host for further details. Also, don't move firewood. Prevent your forest from those tree-killing pests by purchasing your firewood locally and burning it right there on site. For more information, visit don'tmovefirewood.org. You can also find a link to that also on happycamperradio.com. If you happen to be out in New Mexico, near Vadito, Mexico, New Mexico, that is, check out the Santa Barbara Campground. It is our featured campground of the week, Daniel, and that's right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel. HappyCamperRadio.com.
And without question, if you have a campground that you want to feature on the program, all you got to do is get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, or the Lost Pyramid right here.
Hey, it's Daniel at happycamperradio.com.
And be sure to include a link to the campground website. Alicia, thank you so much for that wonderful Father's Day gift.
Yeah,
that is just so sweet of you. I really, really love that. And I'm going to find a perfect spot for it right here in the studio. And we'll have to put the pictures of that up on Facebook.
We have to get rid of the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, the Doobie Brothers. Hey, I'll tell you what. No, the Doobie Brothers got to stick around.
There's space in other spots, too.
I've been following those guys since I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
So
I bet they love to hear that.
they did hear when I got to go meet them. Yes, I'll tell you what. But I'll be seeing them again next time they come into town. I'm also looking to go see ELO too.
Ooh.
That's coming up here in October.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm a concert goer in addition to a camper.
Wow.
All right. But hey, there's time in the off season to do things, and I'll be finding things to do around that time. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. It's always a pleasure having you on board. It's a pleasure to have Alicia in the studio. You're welcome back here, darling, anytime you want to come. Yeah, anytime.
Sadie likes her.
Yeah, that's where she don't like you.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of Sadie, remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly as I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. We're on the web 24/7 at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X. And check us out on our YouTube channel where you can become a subscriber.
Yeah.
The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. Daniel's a happy camper. We're making a happy camper out of Alicia for sure. And we're going to make a happy camper out of you too. Thanks so much for joining us. This is Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio.